let's just say it. Urinary incontinence sucks. Whether it's a surprise sneeze, an awkward laugh, or maybe a mad dash to the bathroom that ends in a trickle of betrayal. Leaking urine can feel frustrating, embarrassing, and isolating. But here's the truth. Incontinence affects up to 50% of women, especially during menopause, whether it's your 1 day of menopause, or postmenopausal. And yet, nobody wants to talk about it. Because why? It's embarrassing, right? So, in this episode, we're ripping the stigma off and diving into what causes it, how you can manage it, and the treatments, holistic and medical, that actually help. Spoiler alert, you don't have to live with it. I'd like to welcome you to MenoSpark, the podcast that helps women reignite their spark through perimenopause and beyond, with a focus on holistic health. I'm your host, Allie. I'm a board certified sexologist, menopause care provider, integrative wellness coach, and your go to guide for navigating the wild, weird, and wonderful ride that is midlife. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to hit that follow button so that you never miss an episode. And if you're returning, thank you for being a part of this amazing community. Additionally, if you're feeling stuck and want some personalized support to get your energy, maybe weight, sleep, libido, urinary incontinence, or anything else when it comes to menopause back on track, please visit Menopause Wellness and explore my 30-minute menopause wellness appointment. It's like a menopause reset button. And who doesn't need one of those? If you help midlife women, if you are a midlife woman and you would like to share your story about what you do or the ride you've been on in this menopausal journey, please see the links below in the show's notes to be one of my guests on a Spark session. And because of school, I am behind, and starting to reach out with everyone who has signed up. But please, if this is something that interests you, that you'd like to talk about it, please go and sign up and I'll be with you as soon as I can. So, urinary incontinence. Why does it happen in midlife? It's like, why now? Why does everything seem to happen in midlife? Well, let's start with the root cause, shall we? I'll give you a guess, but you just need one. Hormones. As your estrogen levels decline, the tissues in the bladder, the urethra, and the pelvic floor lose their elasticity and strength. These tissues become thinner, drier, and more prone to irritation and pressure. But estrogen, it's not in this alone. We got to add in the pelvic floor weakening from childbirth, chronic coughing, or years of ignoring your care, weight gain around the abdomen that increases bladder pressure, aging connective tissue that no longer snaps back like it used to, and lifestyle habits like caffeine overload and poor hydration. And you have, voila, the leaking. So let's break down the four main types of incontinence. We have stress incontinence caused by pressure on the bladder. Then we have sneezing, laughing, jumping, lifting. Think trampoline equals terror. We have the urge incontinence. That's the, oh my God, I gotta go now feeling with little warning, often linked to an overactive bladder. Mixed incontinence. You win the grand prize. Why? Because you have both stress and urge. And then we have overflow incontinence. Your bladder doesn't fully empty, leading to unpredictable leaks later on. This is a physical condition, guys. It's not a personal failure at all. You're not gross. You're biologically changing, and we can work on that. So, management strategies that actually can work. So, let's move from the what the heck is happening to what can I do about it. Here's the good news. There are real, non invasive tools that can help make a massive difference. For instance, lifestyle support, bladder training. Gradually delay urination to retrain your bladder signals. Start with 15-minute intervals. And yes, it takes patience, but it's effective. Time voiding. This is setting a schedule, maybe every 2 hours, for example. And in case you've never set a schedule for when you go to the bathroom, watch The Big Bang Theory and look at Sheldon. He has a bathroom schedule. But you use this to empty your bladder before urgency hits. So it's a bit like preemptive peeing. Then we have mindful hydration. Drink enough water to keep your bladder healthy, but reduce irritants like coffee, soda, citrus, spicy foods, and alcohol. Track what sets you off. We have some body based practices. Pelvic floor exercise, otherwise known as Kegels or Kegels, however you want to pronounce it. It's more than just the squeeze and release of the urine. You've heard that, right? You know, say you're urinating, you're peeing, and then you stop the stream in midstream, right? Mid pee. That is one form of Kegels or Kegels. Um, it would be fantastic if you met with a pelvic floor physical therapist that can help you tailor a routine. And I don't know if you know that I work with the Maven Clinic. They're out of New York. They're absolutely wonderful. They are a clinic that is an add on to your benefits for your job. And if any of you are with Maven, we do have pelvic floor coaches. So I suggest you contact one of them. We have posture and core awareness. If your spine and pelvis are misaligned, your core can't support your bladder. Simple posture shifts equal major bladder relief. And I've really had to concentrate on this one. I always have to, because I'm at my computer all day. So I have to notice if my shoulders are slumping forward when I'm either working on the computer or when I'm just out doing things like watching TV with my son or making dinner, and then I have to straighten myself back up again. Put those shoulders back. We also have breath work, and yes, deep breathing relaxes the pelvic floor and helps it function properly. Now we have some holistic tools like herbs and supplements. Pumpkin seed extract, or, you can eat pumpkin seeds if you'd like. That strengthens the bladder. Magnesium is for muscle relaxation, and vitamin D is tissue support. Always and forever check with your provider before starting an herb or supplement. And then we have essential oils: cypress, lavender, and frankincense. You can put them on your pelvic floor. These are for external use, not for internal use. Um, you can put it on your pelvic floor. You can put it, rub it in over your uterus or a little bit down further, rub in the oil, and it helps during pelvic work. Now, skipping water to avoid leaking actually makes things worse. Dehydrated urine irritates the bladder lining, making urgency more intense. So you have to pee more when you don't drink. Okay, so make sure you stay hydrated and drink plenty of water, especially if you're underneath this stupid heat dome that I'm in Ohio. And while it's 95 degrees with the humidity, it's 100 and something. I haven't looked because I don't want to, but it's 100 and something. So we do have medical and therapeutic options that can be worth considering because sometimes lifestyle shifts aren't enough, right? And that's okay. You're not failing if you need more support. You're being wise. So we have topical estrogen therapy. Estrogen creams, vaginal rings, or tablets, or suppositories can restore tone and moisture to the urethral and vaginal tissues, improving bladder control and reducing irritation. Note, this is local, not systemic. Systemic. There we go. It doesn't flood your whole body with hormones. It just supports where you need it. And there's also medications you can take for urge incontinence. I can't even pronounce it. Anti antichlorinages or beta 3 antagonists can help calm the overactive bladder. The side effects: watch dry mouth, constipation, or dizziness. Ask your provider if the benefits outweigh the discomfort if you're going to take some medications. Of course, there are injections, devices, and surgery. We have urethral bulking agents, which are injected into the urethra to increase resistance. We have pessaries. They're suppositories that are it's inserted vaginal devices that support the bladder and reduce leakage. Pessaries. Yeah. Pess, Pess, and then Aries, like the sign. Pessaries. Then we have sling surgeries for stress incontinence that hasn't improved with therapy. Okay. If you've tried everything and you still feel restricted, these options are not giving up, they're stepping into empowered care. The emotional side of incontinence. So, I know, let's get real, shall we? Leaking isn't just a physical inconvenience, it's a full blown confidence killer. It's embarrassing as all hell, right? Many women avoid sex or feel too ashamed to talk to their partner. They stop working out or doing activities they love. They stop laughing without fear. They feel like their body has betrayed them. But here's the truth: shame thrives in silence, and so does the suffering. When we bring this conversation into the light, we reduce its power. You don't need to pretend this isn't happening. You need a plan, support, and permission to be both healing and whole. Once had a client who stopped going to her dance class because of leaks during the jumps. We worked on her pelvic floor, gave her a custom hydration schedule, and she switched to a thinner pad that gave her a bit more freedom. 3 months later, she was not only back in class, but wearing leggings without fear. The joy in her voice when she told me, it was electric. I'll never forget it. And I forgot my story in the very beginning of this, because, just about every symptom that I talk about, I've had experience with personally. And I had my first experience with this. Thank God I was in bed and by myself. um, but I was in the middle. It was when I was driving the school bus and I was sick again. And I was in the middle of a coughing fit. I mean, it felt like I was coughing up my lungs. And then I felt it. And I'm like, oh my God, what was that? So, in the midst of my coughs, I had to go up and run downstairs to the bathroom. And I'm like, what is this? What? I was so mortified for myself, and there's nobody around but me. But I was still completely mortified. I'm like, this has never happened in the history of myself. Um, so why now? And only in hindsight and through research did I discover it's part of the menopausal journey. All right. So, urinary incontinence may feel like the most unglamorous part of menopause, but it's also one of the most treatable. You don't have to accept discomfort as your new normal. You can rebuild strength. You can rewire habits. You can feel sexy, dry, and in control again. The first step is simply this: stop pretending it's not happening. You're not alone. You're not gross. You're just in a new season, and there's help for every part of it. We talked about an uncomfortable topic today, didn't we? Urinary incontinence. I just want you to remember you're not imagining your symptoms. You deserve support, not skepticism. And it's okay to ask for what you need and let go of needing permission to validate your experience. In the show's notes, I do have, and I forgot to mention, I do have this week's prompt and actions. We have a journal prompt. Where in your life have you adjusted or shrunk yourself because of bladder issues? What would you do tomorrow if this wasn't holding you back? Okay. And then the daily practice is to 5 focus Kegel breaths in the morning and again before bed. And a bonus, add a little bit of lavender oil to your wrist and breathe deeply for nervous system support. I like to do Kegel breaths, and I do like to do you're urinating and you stop the stream. While there is much more to pelvic floor health than just that, you can do just that anywhere, and nobody has to know you're doing it. Okay? Just some food for thought here. And if today's episode hit home, I see you. I've been there, and I promise there's a way forward. Don't walk this road alone. You are worthy of healing, connection, and joy. I want to thank you for hanging out with me here on MenoSpark today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you found this helpful, please share it with a friend, leave a review, and make sure you're subscribed. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Substack. And on Substack, I am the Menopausal Minute for even more tips, tricks, and inspiration. If no one has told you this today, let me be the first to say it. You are fabulous. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. You're not alone. So until next time, keep that spark alive. You deserve it.